All right, bookworms and constellators, welcome back to Final Girl Horror. I am Chelsea. Today I have another movie review from the 1001 films you must see before you die book. If you don't know what I'm talking about, I will leave a link above to that playlist so you can go check it out. We are going to be reviewing the 20th film out of the 1001. And like I say in front of all of these videos are not ranked. The book gives you a checklist in the front that is in alphabetical order, and you just go through the list. You can watch all 1001 movies. And that is what I'm doing as I read the book. I didn't want to go year by year, so I chose to just follow the list, and it kind of gives you a bigger variety than starting in I believe it starts in the 1920s and it starts at, I think, 1900 and goes to 2020. So a lot of movies, a lot of different types of movies. If you're watching this series, you already know that. If you're new, welcome. Go check out the others. So film number 20, we are in the A's, and it is An Affair to Remember. This came out in 1957. It is an hour and 55 minutes long. You cannot stream this movie anywhere. I had to buy it. I bought it off of Apple because I have Apple TV, and it was $14.99. I didn't mind buying it because it is a movie I've always wanted to see. I first learned about this film when I was younger and watched Sleepless in Seattle, which we will get to later in this review because it's kind of important to this movie. So this was directed by Leo McCarey. Again, this is another movie that's before my time, so I didn't recognize any other films that he had done. The stars of this movie are Cary Grant, who plays Nikki, and Deborah Kent, I think is her name. I can't read my own. Deborah Kerr, who plays Terry. Cary Grant, I know because I've seen North by Northwest, but that's, I think, besides this, the only movie of his that I've seen. And then Deborah Kerr, she has been in The King and I, From Here to Eternity, and the James Bond parody made back in the 60s, I believe, Casino Royale. So are there any horror connections to this film? Yes, there are. Deborah Kerr actually starred in two different horror films. In 1961, she did The Innocents, and then in 66, she did Eye of the Devil. So, what is this film about? So, this film is actually a remake of an older film. And these two people, they're on a cruise to Italy, if I remember correctly. And they meet and they fall in love. The problem is they both have fiancés back in New York. And their lives are kind of a mess. So Nikki, played by Cary Grant, is a failed artist. And Terry, played by Deborah Kerr, is a nightclub singer. And they're both kind of a mess. They really can't support themselves. They depend on their fiancé for support. And so they make this pact. In 6 months, they're going to work hard. They're going to get their shit together. And they're going to meet on top of the Empire State Building. And they will get married. And if one doesn't show up, then they know that things didn't work out. And, it's basically over. So, Nikki actually starts painting again and starts to be successful and paying the bills. And Terry gets back into singing and starts making money, being able to pay the bills. And they both tell their fiancés when they get back that they found someone else. And they're forced into this situation to kind of take care of themselves. The whole point of the agreement. Well, 6 months go by, and Nikki gets to the top of the Empire State Building, and he waits like all day. And Terry never shows up. And I'm not going to ruin the ending to tell you why she didn't show up, but she doesn't show up. And he falls into like this depression, this bitterness. They meet a few times out in public, and he's just like really like cold and estranged to her. And the ending, if you don't cry at this ending, like, I'm gonna question, like, do you have any feelings? Because the ending is really sad when you find out like what happened. And especially when Nikki finds out what happened. The movie is really good. I really liked it. I only gave it 3 stars though. And there's a reason I only gave it 3 stars. I think it's a little long. They focus too much on them falling in love and not enough of them getting their shit together and the build up to the meet on top of the Empire State Building. And I'm not one for like people who cheat like that. Totally, like, no. I'm not one to cheat. I'm one of those people that, like, that's one of the worst things you can do to somebody is cheat on them with somebody else. Like, if you don't want to be with somebody anymore, you want to find somebody else, then, have the guts to tell them and go find somebody else. Don't cheat on them and, think that, everything is going to be okay. Just not that type of person. So Sleepless in Seattle. What does Sleepless in Seattle have to do with this? So it's been debated for many years. Is Sleepless in Seattle a retelling of An Affair to Remember? Or is it kind of an homage to An Affair to Remember? Or is it a remake? And it's kind of a retelling homage. They talk about An Affair to Remember in Sleepless in Seattle. And the premise, there are similarities to the two films. Like Meg Ryan's character is engaged. Tom Hanks' character is a widow. But I think it's more of an homage or kind of a retelling of the movie, because they are supposed to meet on top of the Empire State Building on Valentine's Day. And that's the whole connection to that movie, which in Sleepless in Seattle, that's one of Meg Ryan's character's favorite movies. But yeah, I gave it a 3 out of 5. I really enjoyed it. The ending is really abrupt, also, so I didn't care for that. But that's why I gave it a 3 out of 5. You should definitely check it out and check out Sleepless in Seattle if you have not seen it. I don't know if Sleepless in Seattle's on this list. I haven't looked. But if you've seen either film, comment below. What did you think? Do you think I'm right that the films have this connection? Maybe it's a retelling. Maybe it's an homage to one. Or am I just like missing the whole point of this? But that's all I got for you in this video. Hit the like button. Hit subscribe if you're not subscribed. Trying to get to 100 subscribers. We're getting close. We're over 70 now. I believe 71 or 72. Hit the bell button so you know when new videos come out. I am doing movie and book reviews now. So it's a variety, and it allows me to get more videos out to you for you to watch and enjoy. Until next time, watch more movies and read more books.